Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kirby. This is Kerbside Weekly. For all you new subscribers or watchers, I'm a mobile mechanic, but I also have this unit where I do car sales from. So I've got a busy yard, and this is just a general vlog of what I get up to. So I've been dropped that Ford Fiesta for a timing belt. I've got this Sapphira for a drive belt, tensioner and a pulley. But he's just dropped it up here and the battery is flat. He's just parked it right in front of the gates and the battery's flat, so I can't start it. Right, that's on. There we go. Right, I'm an idiot. So I've got a subscriber turning up for some brakes. So obviously he's waiting, or he's just gone off to the high street. So back out the Sapphira comes. So we just got this 1 series in for some rear pads and discs. So I think he's had a new caliper on here somewhere. Yeah, this side. They said it needs new pads and discs. I'm not sure why they didn't do it at the same time, but we'll get them done now. They are pretty bad. There we are, they are. Them discs are knackered. Yeah. Nice little lip on there. Looks like a record player. Let's get some fresh ones on there. The shoes are in good condition. They've got loads of life in them, so they're not going to have to be changed. As usual, we're just going to clean up this face, clean up the carrier. Look how dirty that is. And rusty. We'll get them looking brand new. Right, that's the new disc on. The pads are, look how nice and freely they move. So they're all cleaned up. Caliper's about to go in, it's just resting there. The slide pins, as usual, they're all greased up. So these weekly vlogs, they won't always include a step-by-step. So, you know, obviously I've taken the brake discs off and put the new ones on. So they're all like this now. It's just a weekly vlog. It's just, this is what I get up to. I will do some videos that will have step-by-step instructions on them. And I get it, so you know, so a lot of people, when I used to do the Kerbside Weekly, used to say, oh, we want more detail, or you know, and there's one that commented last week that jobs just end abruptly, which I kind of get. You know, I've still got to get my work done. Sometimes it's not always possible to film every single step. Customers are there, phones are ringing. Again, I've just got to get on and do the work. So yeah, but I hope you enjoy just seeing what I get up to on a day-to-day basis, basically. But yeah, so this side's pretty much done. I'll do the other side. I probably won't film it unless I find anything out of the blue, because it has had that new caliper that side. Right, so this is the other side, and I know brakes are a very boring job to do and to watch, but so it's had a new caliper. Look at all that. Not even bothered to clean up any of those surfaces. Also, never bothered to clean up these slide pins. Brakes are a very simple job, but can be done badly. So we're just coming into the condition-based servicing menu. Just got to reset this, so F3. Right, and that's it, done. Get this one out of the workshop. Look who's come to visit. And this is Kirby. Right, the Sapphira is back in the workshop. So airbox off, and then I'll show you, you've got to get the mount off out the way to get the belt out as well, by the looks of it. Or is it on these ones? Maybe not. I can't remember now. No, I don't think it is. No, it isn't. So yeah, we'll go from underneath. We should be able to reach everything. Right, so wheel is off. There's a little trim that goes in here, and then now you can see just the state of the belt, and the pulley is all worn away. So let's get that swapped out now. Right, that's those pulleys out. That is well and truly knackered. That's it, that's out. That was making a bit of a rattle, and it was quite, can you hear the bearing? That's out, and this is the tensioner. So the pulley on the tensioner has just failed, and yeah, it was just ripping up the belt basically. But we've got everything new. Nice new tensioner to go in. Loads of space up here. Just goes in like that. It's a little locating tab just there, and that's got to go up there, just to the left of the bolt hole, basically. Let's see if I can do it whilst holding the camera. I'll get a couple of threads started.
A few moments later.
Oh dear. So, it's the wrong belt. So, the pin is out the tensioner. I can just whip that belt off. I've gone on to Haynes and I have routed it the right way, it seems. Yeah, it's just they've given me a belt that's 10mm too long. So it's back on with the jump pack, because I can't have this car taking up my ramp. I've got a timing belt to start. Oh. One simple job. I've got this Fiesta in, little 1.4 I believe, for the timing belt. So for these we've got to get the cam cover off, probably move the bottle out of the way, get this cover off, and then underneath we've got to get some bits off as well. Yeah, these are fairly easy belts to do. Just lacking in motivation now. I've just gone to have some lunch. But yeah, let's get cracking with it and get it finished, get the day done. Still got to wait for this other belt to turn up as well. Right, so we're at this stage now. Cam cover is off. I believe it does say in the manual to take the alternator out, but I think that's just to release the belt. But we've got a tool to put this on, maybe, hopefully. These can be a bit of a pain, so I might still have to end up taking off the alternator. So I'm gonna get a jack under there, support the engine, get the mount out, get the locking tools in, get the belt off. So I'm at a stage now where I've just got to get on that crank bolt and turn the engine over. So as I turn that, you should see I've put this screwdriver in cylinder 1 just to determine top dead center. So once that stops moving, that will be at its highest point, about there, and then we'll see if the locking tools fit in here. Right, so as you can see, that just slots into the grooves. Take that back out. There's little grooves in the end of these camshafts, and that just slots in perfectly. So that pin that you saw me moving at the back, we've just got to put that in. So I'll take this out, put the pin in, make sure the crank is locked, put that in, and then we should be ready to take the belt off. Right, that is the pin, if you can see, just in there. Come around the top, tools line up perfectly, so we get it back up and just take this cover off. Right, I thought the time lapse was going on the camera, but it wasn't. But anyway, I've got the cover off, crank pulley off down the bottom. Right, just because I've got that pulley off, I'm just going to thread that bolt back in and turn the engine over, just to make sure everything is still in line. Also, I've just remembered why they tell you to take the alternator out. before this, people were probably going, no, you need to take the alternator out because it bolts into the engine mount. So yeah, you can just see the bolts coming through here. So just going to undo that bottom one, that bottom bolt down there, and then take these two out, and then I can just swing it out the way, and then I can get to the water pump, which is here as well. I was just thinking to myself, I've actually not done one of these belts for about 3 or 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years now, and that was when I first started self-employed. So before that, all I'd worked on was Volkswagens, because that's where I'd done my apprenticeship, and then I went to go work for the AA. So, you know, there's probably people in garages that have done hundreds of these. And like I said, I was probably shouting at the screen going, no, you've got to take that alternator off. But yeah, all these little things come back to you. Shall I do a little video? Let me know in the comments section about sort of my history, how I became a mobile mechanic. I know some of you long-term viewers might sort of know. But yeah, let me know, something like that. Yeah, because I think it'd be interesting. Well, I do anyway. I don't know about you guys. But anyway, let's get this alternator off, and then we can get the belt off and get it all back together and go home, because it's a lovely day. There we go, we can see the whole belt in its entirety now. So we've just got to undo that tensioner and then get this old belt off, and then just behind it is the water pump. I believe this is the original belt, FOMOCO, Fear of Missing Out Company. Let's just get that tensioner out of the way. We do have to slacken these two pulleys as well. So the water pump surface area just cleaned up. Yeah, so we stick that on and then we can get the belt back on. Also to note, you don't need any kind of sealant around here. This metal gasket is perfectly fine. That's what it comes with from the factory, so you don't need to put anything else on there that doesn't need to be there. Right, with that belt all on, the tensioner's not thing. You can just see everything moving, everything's free, but the crankshaft isn't turning, that is locked. As is the camshafts over here. So all we've got to do is just make sure these are finger tight and then pull the pin. So let's get it's like a grenade. I'm not happy with that. I want that tighter. Oh, there we go. That's that. So yeah, just got to refit everything, tighten everything up. Job's good un. Right, battery connected, first start up. That's what we like. Yes, I know the driver's door is open. Load of dust. But that's running sweet. Just got to run it up to temperature, and that will be this one finished. And annoyingly, I've got a drive belt for that Vauxhall from another supplier, and that one is also too long. So I'm waiting for another one to turn up that's shorter, and yeah, that one will be done. So I'll be finishing late today, which is annoying because, well, so first of all, matey boy with the 1 Series, he turned up about 45 minutes late, which means I couldn't get on with these other jobs, which if I knew it was going to be 45 minutes late, I probably would have started the Vauxhall. But there was traffic on the M25, so not much you can do about that. Yeah, so it is what it is. It's been an easy day. And I need a good tidy up. I get so stressed when things are messy. So I'm going to have a good tidy up now as well. But yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Oh man, what a morning. It's Tuesday and I've messed up. Don't know if you can see, but it is raining. And I've got those follically endowed legs out again. Sorry about that, I know you didn't need to see that. Second thing is, this drive belt from yesterday, I've had 2 belts sent out, each one shorter than the last, and they're still both too long. So now I've got to go and get an even shorter one. So I'm gonna have to go do that before my other work first. So what a pain, but yeah, keeps me out in the drive for a little bit longer anyway. So right, we'll see you there. Right, we got this Nissan Murano now. Just for a little oil change, we're just warming it up. It does sound good, this thing. I think this is, well, I know it's a V6, but I think it might be from, must be 370Z, no, 350Z, yeah. So yeah, sounds quite juicy. But we're just gonna get it up on the ramps now. Oof, right, just, that's not good, is it? Yeah, this car has featured on the channel a few times for various bits and bobs. I know the sort of state it's in. Yeah, just like to keep it going. You know, the sump is all rusty. This is a very messy oil change. Like once the oil's hot, it comes spurting out here and gets all over there. The oil filter is up here, so once you take that off, it all goes all down this arm. Ugh. Right, where is it going? There it goes. Lovely. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh. Right, that's the service all done. And as always, we got the Kerbside air freshener, smelling lovely. Someone did ask about merch. I've not got a merch shop as such, but you know, if you want one of these, send me an email. I'll leave the link in the description and maybe I can get a merch shop set up. A few things to tell the customer about. Front 2 tyres are bald on the inner edges, front shock is leaking and rear brakes are corroded, so I'll let them know about that. On to the next one, which hopefully shouldn't take too long. It's 1 o'clock and the gamble has paid off, because look at that sunshine. The shorts are a very good addition today. So I'm going to go have a look at these 2 cars. Good customer of mine, probably one of my best customers since I started. No matter what it needs on his cars, he gets it done, gets servicing done regularly. Yeah, I think he's got an oil leak on one, and what was the other thing? A knocking noise. So we'll check those out. Okay, we've got a bit of a noise. We've just been for a test drive, and there's some sort of noise going on here. We'll get a lever bar out and see what else we can find, because it's just making that sort of hollow noise. We have done a wheel bearing on this previously when he's had an accident. Nothing obvious. The disc is off. We've found brake shoes are maybe the noise what it is. There's a little bit of side to side play in that, but I'm not quite sure if that's normal. There's no up and down play, so the noise is there. If I hold the shoes still, there's no noise. So I think we'll go with new shoes. Right, that's one car done. Now we've got to have a look at this S3 for a potential power steering leak. Right, under here, get a bit of light on there. There's a little drip on this power steering line here. I think where it's just been sat there and caught before, someone's put some pipes in here. Looks like it's leaking, possibly. Just from where this Jubilee clip is being put on, I don't know. It's all back here as well. Oh, this bolt's been ground down. What I think has happened is just because this car is low, it's just ground away a little bit of that rubber. So I think some fluid was just coming through here. Third toy, M3, cold start. Right, he's asked me just to have a look at underneath because he thought there might have been an oil leak. But it's totally dry under there. Yeah, there's definitely no oil leak. So I've got this next job and it's just that noise. It's coming from the rear brakes, I think. Something's sticking on. Let's have a look. Right, so the noise is coming from this rear wheel. And as you can see, this brake disc is quite red, and the pads, I don't know if you can see down there, but they're very low. This disc looks brand new. See the silver on it? And also the pad has got loads of material left on it. And I've just asked, she had these pads and discs done in January, so I suspect a worn caliper, and not that they've just not cleaned everything up. Right, the handbrake is currently off and I can't move that. I'm pretty sure this caliper will be seized. Well, the disc was just scraping against this wear indicator, but yeah, you can see how thin that is, and you can just actually see, don't know if it'll pick up on camera just in there, but the boot is split, so that piston is going to be seized because the actual pads moved quite freely in here, so it's not like they were stuck. Handbrake. So at this point I'm just going to put it all back together and get some new pads and discs and a caliper ordered up. Right, and that's it for Tuesday. Don't know where the days go some days, but yeah, we know what we need to go back for on those various cars. Like I said, I was meant to do a service there, so I've had a bit of an early finish for a change, which is nice. We'll see you tomorrow. Good morning everyone, it's Wednesday. I'm just on my way to a broken down Transit Custom. It broke down on the weekend and I think he said it went into limp mode and then just died. He's messaged me, I think yesterday or the day before, with some pictures of some fault codes using his friend's Fisher Price diagnostic machine. And then he had the cheek to ask if I've got a diagnostic machine. Oh dear. I don't know what other mechanics you've dealt with before, mate, but generally speaking, you kind of have to have one. But he's a nice bloke, so he gets away with it. So I don't know how much I'll film of it. It's in some lay-by somewhere. So yeah, I'll let you know what I find and see what I see. See you there, or maybe not. As you can see from the little clip I'm going to overlay,
he gets it serviced semi-regularly. He was saying he does about 15,000 miles a year, gets it serviced. Basically, his wet belt was gone. You know, as I've said to him and many others, 15,000 mile oil changes on a wet belt is just too long. It needs to be done sooner. So I spent a bit of time ringing around a few Ford dealerships, ringing Ford main head office just to see if he'd be covered, because there's a recall for these wet belts. And we've got him booked in for the 20th of August. So it's about a month away, unfortunately. There's the potential of it all being done for free, because I think if I was to do it, it's going to be at least $2.5 grand to get that repaired. And he was happy, as happy as you can be when your work van's died. On to Euro Car Parts to pick up some bits. Hopefully they're all in. Hopefully they're all correct. Yeah, we'll see you at the next one.
So we've got this Saab now in for rear brakes, because this side, I don't know if you can see, but there's nothing left on this outer pad. We have a look in here. The inner pad has got some material left, and the other side has got loads of material left. So answers on a postcard or the comment section. What do you reckon is wrong with these brakes? Right, let's start stripping it down and see what we find. So, calipers come off quite easily. We'll just bung that up there. Top slide pin, that's moving. Bottom pin's moving. But that pad is quite a sun there. Could it just be getting stuck here? I mean, yeah, that's got absolutely nothing left of it. Inner pad. Ah, that is in it properly. Surprised this one's not ground down. Good. Bit of a rusty backing plate there. Let's try and push this piston back. The piston is going back quite tight, but it is going back. Just got to make sure this rubber seal doesn't start folding in. I'm just using this little, this is for oil seals. So I'll just get in there. So that is going back. So I don't think that's why they're sticking. Now this customer, he is trading it in on Tuesday, I think he was saying. So ideally, I don't think he really wants to spend the money on discs. The discs themselves are actually not too bad a condition. You've got a slight mark on the outer face here, which usually I'd recommend getting done, but I don't think he wants to go with it. We'll see. Let's get this wound in. Right, so yeah, we've just gone for new pads down there. Yeah, disc will be fine. That'll pass. So we'll just crack on, do the other side and get out of here, because we're running late for our next job. Great. Well, this could be an early finish. So we're back at this Mini from last week with the oil leak. The oil filter housing seals that are leaking. Car's here, but no one's picking up, or no one's answering the phone, no one's answering the door. And to be quite honest, I'm not mad about it. It's a good well, book time is about 4 hours, I think, on these. The time is 20 past 1. So it wouldn't be the end of the world if I had an early finish. Or I'd go up the unit, get something done at least. Yeah, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But I've just messaged him saying anybody local to give me the keys. If not, I'll be leaving in 10 minutes. And go enjoy some of the sunshine we've got today. Good morning everyone, it's Thursday. You joined me on my first job. Little battery on this Fiat 500. Fiat 500X, XL, something like that. But I think this car has just been sat around. I think the owner lives abroad somewhere, maybe Australia. So yeah, he just wanted me to come along, put a battery on. Quite easy on these. Well, as easy as a battery gets. Just disconnect that. Disconnect that. We'll get this little cover off here. Take that out, battery out, and we've got a Varta. Right, that's the battery fitted. Gonna have to try and squeeze in this way. Oh, might as well. Oh, might as well jump over. Right, we are. Feels weird putting the clutch down with your right foot. Right, so all done on that Fiat for now. Starts, it drives. But yeah, there was a few underlying issues there. I think it's been sat for a long time, so we'll probably need a bit more of a look into, because it was running a bit rough or just a good drive. Who knows? It's parked up against all those bushes. She's only just cut them back, so there could be rats, mice, whatever, chewing into something there. So it's not a job for today. But yeah, they were happy it's all started and drivable again now. Hopefully the rain holds up just for a little bit longer whilst I go do this service I've got next. So the service I was meant to do Tuesday at the 4 Series Orange S3. Yeah, so see you there. Right, 1 Series. Just got to drain the oil out. And let me know in the comments, what do you think to my jacking up? Would you get under here with 2 jacks, 1 bottle jack and 1 trolley jack? Now I feel like I'm safe, to be honest. The chances both jacks failing at the same time, very slim. Maybe if one failed, the other one could slip out, I don't know. I feel like I'm alright. Right, let's get that oil drained. The filter is above, so we'll go do that now. Right, new filter. And this style, you've got this locating bit here. Some people put the filter in there first, so it lines this piece up with a hole in the oil filter housing, but it's so tight then to push on this side, I find just becomes a bit of a pain. So I always put it on this side, feed it down, and then I locate it by hand first, see if I've got the hole right. Do it by hand first, because if you come up against any resistance, you can just stop and feel it. So that's in there now. The socket's fallen on the under tray. as I was bringing this up, it's just caught the socket. So I'm gonna have to take the under tray off now. Ah, God's sake. Right, socket is retrieved, car's back down. Got some oil going in. This is 0W20, which is these BMW's preferred grade of oil, but I'm not the biggest fan, to be honest. It does say it can take other viscosities. This is the preferred one, so this is what we put in. Alright, next up, if you can hear me over the road noise, just got a split in this boost pipe and see all the oil on that. So we've just got this end off, but we've got to try and get the inner one, but it is buried maybe behind here. Just in here, down here it goes. Yeah, I'll just be able to get my hand up there. You can just see the bottom of the pipe there, but the bit you screw onto is the other side. Right, I've resorted to taking this bottom piece out, and then I can get my hand up here and around there. And you can just see my ratchet there. How much easier would it have been if they just put the Jubilee clip round this way? And that is one very dirty boost pipe off. So I'll just show you. Yeah, that would have been causing a boost leak, leaking oil. So I've got this one here, got some new clips, Jubilee clips. That looks way too big. Way too big. So they close down that much. Can you see how I've put the clip on? Just there. Now if that just came from the factory like that, it'd been a lot easier. Sometimes when cars are put together in the factory, they're not always thought about what the repair process is going to be. Just something like that, just swiveling that round the other way, but not too bad. Right, let's finish this one off, and we've got to go take a car for an MOT, so easy rest of the day. So yeah, the Volvo is done. He took that for a quick spin and it had all its boost back. Yeah, and then I've got a customer that I was going to go to tomorrow for a coolant leak. You would have seen this car on a channel. I'd done an engine swap on it. I'll put the link up here somewhere. Yeah, he's just got a bit of a coolant leak, and it's coming from just a little coolant pipe. Just got a little tiny pinprick hole in it. So I've eased up my Friday now. So that's 2 jobs I was going to do tomorrow. So that sort of leaves me open if I get any sort of last minute breakdowns or whatever. I can go do them tomorrow, or I can just have an early Friday. I'm a bit more relaxed this week because, like you saw last week, I did say it was a little bit quiet, as was the week before that as well. So I was starting to think, oh, this is a bit of a problem. But yeah, this week has it's been better, so I'm not too worried. Got a few days off next week. Got to go home because I've got to take my neighbour's car for an MOT. I kind of wish I didn't say I'd take it for an MOT. I don't take cars for an MOT. It's not worth my time. But I've done services on her car and whatnot, and she asked me if I could take it for an MOT, and at the time I was busy doing something. I just said yes, thinking, oh, there's a service along with it. If it's a service and a MOT, it's kind of worth it. But, you know, an MOT is what, 55 quid? What am I going to charge to take it there and drive it back again? Yeah, I can't really charge an hour's labour, even though I'll be gone an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45. But I can't charge that in labour, can I? So it's a bit annoying. I said yes, but it is what it is. It's an easy end to the day. I'll either see you later if I find anything on this MOT, or I'll see you tomorrow. And we're back on this Vauxhall Corsa. I came to have a quick look at it last week because of the handbrake was like really high up. I'd been here about 2 months previous, and the actual handbrake mechanism or whatever was just loose, so I tightened that up and the handbrake was working. So when I came back last week to test it, the handbrake went all the way up, and I thought, oh, maybe the shoes are really worn. But I've just got them both sides off, and there's still plenty of material left on these shoes, both sides. So I think I'm just going to adjust it and save the customer a bit of money. Drums are in good enough condition as well, so yeah, we'll just get these adjusted up. So you've got these little cogs here that you turn. You've got to do it through one of the holes in the drum. It will push the shoes out, and then hopefully make that handbrake a lot tighter. So that's both drums back on, adjusted, and then we've got the handbrake now. See the travel? There we go. Before it was all the way up here, and I haven't even adjusted it down at this end because there's a 10mm nut this side, so that's all done. Next on the list, we've got this Nissan Qashqai for a dog bone mount or rear gearbox mount, and also this trim on the back of the boot has come off and it's just been held up with tape at the minute. Right, so we can see some of these clips have just broken. Going to these little clips here. Well, most of them are broken actually. We'll see if we can do a temporary fix on this until we can get a new one. With that off and those clips, I tried levering these out, but they were very tight and it was pulling the skin of the bumper boot. So I've had to climb in the back because the button weren't working to open the boot. So I had to climb in. And then I think I'm just going to try and take this trim off here and see if we can get to the back of those. To see those bits. Yes, okay. They are screwed in. There we go. So now we're in here. You can see they are just bolted in. Weird design. I'm able to get this one in to hold there. This one semi holds here, and then I'm just going to put one of these plastic clips in this one that goes into the body there, and that should at least temporarily sort it out. There's the sun in your eyes there. Anyway, I'll show you once I'm done. Managed to get it semi-secure, but it's not the best. But that doesn't work. Next up, we've got this dog bone mount, as it sort of resembles a dog bone. Sort of. On some cars it's bulged here, thin, bulged here. But anyway, that is just up here, or it's sometimes called a rear gearbox mount. So hopefully it should be as simple as undoing a couple of bolts there, taking that mount out, and I'll just show you how much play we've got in this thing. So that is absolutely knackered. So the engine has been rocking back and forth, and with the weight of that, that's been happening and knocking. That end is in and the bolt is in just loosely. That's not tight at the minute, but you see the engine's got to come back to line up with this hole. A bit difficult to push it by hand, so I'm gonna have to get a lever bar in here somewhere and just lever it back. Okay, on my own it's too difficult to get any leverage and put the bolt in, so I've got that just round the steering rack, and then there's a little bracket up there. So I'm just going to gently pull that too, just keeping an eye on everything. Until that lines up. Now,
A few swear words later.
right, we got that front one in. Let's do that up. Then that allow us to lift that up. There we go. Can release that tension on that. Now, there we go. One dog bone mount in. No damage to anything. On to the next job. Right, we're back on this little Honda Jazz that we come to the other day for the seized caliper. So we've just clamped off the flexi, undone these slider pin bolts. We've just loosened off this. I expect some brake fluid to come out here. Not much, that's good. Take the O-ring off. And then for the handbrake, we've got this little horseshoe clip that I just got to get out. What I'm thinking is, if it doesn't come out, because it's quite corroded there, I might be able to just undo these two bolts, put it onto the new one. Right, that's actually good thinking, because this is the new Padgett caliper, and it doesn't come with any sort of bracket there anyway, so let's just take them off. That will ease things up a bit. So, new caliper. Gives a little warning on there. Caution, do not operate lever before fitting and applying pressure. I'm making hard work of this. Now I can tell this garage hasn't done a good job, because look at these fitting kits. Didn't come with new ones, which isn't always a problem, but they haven't cleaned these up. Now my kit hasn't come with these new clips, but I'm going to clean up all this surface properly. Right, I've opted just to do the pads and the caliper. The actual disc, although it's got a little bit hot where it's been read, I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with it being warped. Well, I'm hoping. My DTI gauge is up the unit, so I can't even measure it, which is a little bit annoying, but I'm gonna try and save this customer some money, because that's what it's all about. And that's it, new caliper and pads. Just got to bleed it up, do the other side, and then we'll head up to the unit. Right, back up the unit. We got this Discovery in. I'd already got this one started. My mate got this one started. So we've got rear pads and discs to do. We've got these arms to do. I think that's it, but these lines, obviously they're attached to the arm. They're all corroded, these brake lines, so I'm just trying to get them off. The other side, this bush is knackered, so we're going to replace that. Yeah, just trying to get these off at the minute, which is proving difficult. So I can't get this union undone. It's loose in the flexi joint, but it's seized to this hard brake line. Same up here. It just twists. So, bit of fire. Right, I've abandoned that brake line for now. I'm going to try and get the whole arm out, all as one, and then deal with it. But you got this bolt back here that runs through here, and it's seized in the bush. So there's a metal sleeve inside the bush in here, and it's just seized. I'm just trying to see if it will move. But I've got this extension up, and it ain't going anywhere. Got the hacksaw on there. Just down there. Hopefully get that in there, cut that bolt out. Ideally I want to get down this side of the bracket, but yeah, the angle's not the best, and the bushing is actually quite hard as well compared to the bolt, so I'm going to try and break this bit up and maybe swivel this arm up. This isn't going well. So the bolt this side is clamped to that part of the chassis, and I've got this long bar trying to lever this corner out. Got a chisel just down there separating the chassis so the bolt can come out that side, but this side is just seized in there. Not sure what I'm going to do here. So close, yet so far. Finally out. We'll put that with it. Right, and that's the bush that goes through. So there's a metal sleeve just in there, which this bolt corrodes to. So yeah. But now that's out, I've got to try and concentrate and trying to get this brake line out. I could make one up, but it's also got this protective sleeving over it, so I'm assuming that stops it rubbing. Or this place called Dingo Croft, they do these brake lines all in one piece, so if these snap, it'll be getting one of them. Right, that is it for Friday. That's it for the week. I gave up with trying to get this brake line out. It's snapped here, so I've got a new one of these arriving Tuesday, so that's just gonna have to sit on a ramp until then. I just did front pads and discs on this Transit just to finish the day, and that's it. And it'll be a short week next week because I'm probably going to be off from Monday to Wednesday. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this, comment, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.